that item came out, that Nigerian government put in a counter appeal. Is that a strange thing? It is not something strange. It is not something new. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to be worried about. That Nigerian government put a counter appeal. What were you expecting? Were you expecting that when Nnamdi Kanu appeal, they will fold their hands and relax and say, okay, appeal, and now you are free, you go? No. It doesn't work that way. These are people that broke all international law to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. They came to Nigeria, sentenced him with unknown law, a repealed law. Then you think that they can just come and walk away? No. No. Everything they are doing today is to pressure Nnamdi Kanu to surrender. It's emotional torture. They want to emotionally torture Nnamdi. If they can give him life sentence and allow him to be, give him death penalty and allow him to be there for some time, all this is a psychological warfare. They might decide to give him death sentence. So keep him and allow him for time. Maybe he will change his mind. He will be afraid. He wouldn't want to die. This is psychological warfare. But some of us have even helped the Nigerian government to push out their psychological warfare. So many Biafrans are already worried and crying and shouting and calling and doing all sort of things. But that doesn't make sense. More especially when it has to do with Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was not called by you nor me. Nnamdi Kanu answered a call from Chukwu Abia. And he knows why he came. He is ready to do. There is nothing they have not given him. That is, the only condition is reject Biafra. They have sent delegates from east, west, north, and south, different kinds of delegates. They have tried to detach, the same way they did to Owazirike, to detach the struggle from him. That was what they did to Owazirike, and Owazirike surrendered. They detached the followers of Owazirike from Owazirike. And it was even the followers of Owazirike that was preaching to Owazirike to accept Nigeria. That is what they want to do with Nnamdi Kanu. Today, the DOS today are the ones attacking Nnamdi Kanu. But Nnamdi Kanu is far, far, far ahead of them. He created another family to unite all the Biafran people, the 100 men. And today, the message of the 100 men is bringing back all the people that was taken out. They thought that the so-called DOS were in charge, but they have lost it long ago. It was even Mazi Simon that ended the DOS, only that people were not able to see it. But those of us who were working hand in hand with Mazi Simon, we saw it. Mazi Simon was the one that ended the DOS. He ended them. And he made the announcement that he made it in one of his programs. He said, immediately Nnamdi Kanu comes out, they will all be gone. I have played this here many times. Mazi Simon said it that immediately Nnamdi Kanu comes out, every one of them in DOS is gone. They will not have part in this struggle. He's gone. If Mazi Simon were to be around, Nnamdi Kanu will not even pay attention to them. They won't even bother himself. But today you see that they are gone. That thing that Mazi Simon said, they are gone completely. Completely gone. And today, the 100 men established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, led by himself, is still forging ahead, which every one of us is part of. 100 men. We are moving ahead to the promised land, and very soon it's going to happen. So we must be very cautious on the way we present matters. We are talking about responsible advocacy. We are still on the topic responsible advocacy. Know the way you present matters. People should avoid presenting assumptions as established facts. So many people assume so many things with that move of Nigerian government. Some people are presented as a fact. That, oh yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be sentenced to life. Mazi Nnamdi will say, that is what you hear everywhere. Some use it as a topic, they make it as a topic. And the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they rose up and they begin to call for death penalty, death penalty, death penalty. We are not even supposed to pay attention to that. We're supposed to ignore it as if it doesn't exist. people should avoid presenting assumption as established fact. People, every one of us in this struggle, we should avoid spreading unverified claims. Stop spreading unverified. It doesn't matter. I am not advocating for you to go and join any group or leave your group and join any group where you are. Whichever group you are, please and please avoid spreading unverified claims. When your group is making a claim that cannot be verified, distance yourself. Whether they are the one who bought computer for you, the one who are paying for your internet, they're the one paying for your house rent. When they bring that information that is unverified, please stay clear. Don't even talk about it. Stay on your own. We should avoid contributing to confusion. We should avoid contributing to. So many of us, more especially on the media, we are contributing to confusion. The confusion is created by us, and some of us are, what they do every day is to come and add more fire, add more confusion with what they pray, with what they share, what they do. Instead, every one of us should encourage transparency. We should encourage transparency, evidence-based discussions. We have to encourage evidence-based discussions, responsible engagements. Responsible engagements. My brothers and sisters, another important topic is unity. Unity does not require uniformity. I have said it several times. Unity does not require uniformity. Unity does not mean everyone must think the same way. No. Unity means maintaining a shared commitment to common objectives despite differences. Will there be differences? Absolutely, there will be differences in opinion, in thought, in ideas, in strategy. But at the same time, we must maintain a shared commitment to a common objective despite differences. A community can have many voices, still remain united. We can have many platforms, many groups, many people leading so many groups. At the same time, we remain united. It is possible. A movement can have many perspectives, still remain focused. Unity requires patience. Patience. Unity requires maturity. Unity requires mutual respect for one another. Unity requires discipline. Without these qualities, even the strongest movements can face difficulties. So therefore, every one of us that is watching, and those who are going to watch later, we require patience, maturity, mutual respect, and discipline. Throughout history, successful movements have often emphasized organization, communication, collective responsibility. People work together despite disagreements because they understand the importance of the larger mission. If you understand the larger mission, that our mission is to be free, you are a slave. I am a slave in Nigeria. You are a slave. We are enslaved. We are all suffering. That is the major thing we want to get away from. It is not about the idea how we do it or who does it or who does it. No. The important thing is that we are out of it. Whoever does it or how it comes or who brought the idea, that doesn't matter. But today, some people will castigate an idea because they were not the one that brought it. Some people will attack an idea because they are not the one. We are talking about the case of Master Simon Ekpa that is coming up in Finland on the 5th of August. Already, some people are quarreling. For irrelevant issues, you create a problem where there is no problem. So people are already quarreling. Some are castigating the international lawyer. That somebody brought an international idea of international lawyer. You don't want to support it. Why don't you create your own idea? All this is how to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is adequately represented in the Finland court. That is the target. Every one of us want to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko is adequately represented in Finland court. That is the mission. So if you feel there is something you and your group can do to make sure he's adequately represented, do it. If you don't have any idea, allow people that are doing something to continue. Some people have gone ahead to pursue a means of getting international lawyer. If they succeed in that, it is a very good idea. If you can support it financially. It's a very good thing because you and I know that Mazi Simon Ekpa was not properly represented in Finland. While we are all here making noise, gathering evidence here and there, none of this evidence was admitted in the court. None of the evidence was admitted in the court because the court belonged to Finland. The judges and lawyers belong to Finland. Just like the case of Nnamdi Kanu. When you have a political case, a political prisoner can only be released through pressure, not by court, not by law, not by judge say and judge did not say. Only pressure. Internal pressure and external pressure. International pressure. That is the only thing that releases a political prisoner. Pressure within and pressure without. So the only way you can mount external pressure in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is to make sure that an international lawyer is showing interest by consulting the external affairs, foreign affairs minister, consulting the United Nations, consulting the EU and the United States, and sending their letters to the Finnish court. Let them know that they are watching. Because they signed up to human rights. They signed up to human rights, international rights, human rights. They are signatory to international human rights. So they must not abuse the right of Mazi Simon Ekpa. His evidence must be admitted and listened to and heard and seen. You can't just reject the evidence for no excuse, for no reason whatsoever. But that was not to Mazi Simon Ekpa because he has nobody to speak to him. It's not somebody who go inside the court. You can't go inside. The court belongs to Finland and they have their way they do their thing. If you are not practicing there, you can't be there. But you can put pressure from outside. So when you hear about international law, it is to put pressure outside. So if you don't have that idea or you don't like it, why don't you focus on something else? Recently, I see some people also quarreling with the flyer for the what do you call it, the protest that's coming. Protest is going to happen from 4th to 7th. All this while I've been talking about that protest here. I don't know the actual time it's going to start. Neither do I know the actual venue where it's going to start. But the most important information I got there was to allow the Biafrans to prepare themselves and be there. And now that the informations are out, we will bring it out. And I will speak about it when I come to my program. So, but some people are quarreling with the information that is incomplete then. Do you want somebody to come and say what he or she doesn't know about? So many of us online that are speaking, personally myself, I speak based on information that I get. Once I confirm it and verify that this is what it is, I will speak about it. I will share it. If it's not confirmed, I will limit my information to what I know. Even if you ask me, I will tell you I don't know yet. Until when I get the information, I will pass it down to you. But some people are now quarreling. I don't know why they're quarreling. For the fact that in all the flyers I've seen, every of those flyers is supporting the protests in Finland. Every of those flyers has not changed the date. The date of the case remained from 5th to 21st. And the protest remained from the 4th to 7th. Then the question should be what time, what date, where is it going to be held? Then information are still coming and going, and people will be asking questions. And those of us online and offline will be asking questions to get this information out. It's not something that's supposed to cause chaos or problem, or make us try to use it to castigate somebody or attack. No, 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 it doesn't worth it. That is why I talk about advocacy, responsible advocacy. We need to manage our thought most of the time. You must not react to everything. You must not speak about it. There are certain things you see, you overlook it. Biafra is not going to come because you talk too much or before you shout too much. Mazen Nnamdi himself said it. It is the project of Chukwu Okike, and even if all of us fail, Chukwu Okike will make it to come. Even through an enemy, he can make it come. Chukwu Okike can give us Biafra through a Janjaweed, in case you don't know. It can come through anybody. Our interest is to be free and have our nation. People work together despite disagreement because they understood the importance of the larger mission. That lesson remains relevant today. I also want to address the importance of legal representation and legal process in democratic societies. Wherever legal proceedings involve individuals connected to public cause or political movements, supporters mutually pay attention. However, legal matters shall always be approached responsibly. Case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we must have to approach it responsibly, no matter what happens. Legal system operates through evidence, procedures, due processes. Whenever they walk away from the due process, we start shouting, just like the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Why didn't they admit his evidence? That is why we are crying and shouting every day. Why? What is the reason? There's no reason to abuse his right. Public discussion should respect this principle. Supporters who wish to contribute positively should focus on lawful advocacy, public awareness, constructive engagement, and support for fair legal process. That is what you're supposed to be talking about in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. We need to be advocating for their rights, creating awareness. Wherever their right has been abused in the past, we continue to highlight it, call the attention of international community to pay attention as the appeal is coming up. We continue to create awareness so that the world will pay close attention to what is happening and monitor every move. The rule of law is an important principle in democratic society. Fair hearing, access to legal representation, transparency, and due process are values that many people around the world support, regardless of political affiliation. You see why we need to be shouting? When there is illegality, when there is no transparency, when there is no proper representation, we must continue to shout and talk. Because due process are values that people around the world would support, regardless of political affiliation. The world, once they see that your right is abused, you're not properly represented, there's no transparency, of course the world will come into the issue. That is why we continue to highlight wherever the right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Simon Ekpa is being abused. As they are going to the appeal, we continue to highlight it. As responsible citizens and observers, it is important to promote respect for these principles. Another issue that deserves attention is emotional decision making. Emotional decision making. Many people become emotional invested in political and social causes. This emotional issue is a problem that we need to deal with. It's eating up the struggle. We must be very careful. People care deeply about issues that affect their communities, identities, and future. However, emotion alone should not determine decision. Our emotion alone is not going to settle the issue. Fact must guide our action. In your emotions, fact should guide your actions. Evidence must guide conclusions. Reason must guide discussions. When emotions are balanced with critical thinking, better decisions are often made. When emotion completely overrides reason, mistake can occur. We have to check our emotional stability in this struggle. That is why every supporter of the Biafran cause, every activist, every commentator, and observer should drive to remain informed, balanced, and thoughtful. Very important. And I have to say this, that is very important. The future of any movement depends on the quality of its communication. Pay attention. The future of any movement depends on the quality of its communication. Likewise, in this Biafran struggle, communication shapes public perceptions, public opinion. Communication shapes public opinion. And you know, in the case of Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel, public opinion takes front line. Public opinion takes front stage. These are political prisoners. So public perceptions matters a lot. That is why you must be very careful about your communication. We must be very careful because communication shapes public perception. Communication influences supporters. Communication attracts new participants. How many people have you brought to Biafra? How many have you brought to Biafra store? Or are you driving away the people that are inside? Ask yourself, through your communication, are you bringing people into the struggle or you're driving them away? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, through your communication, either on the comment section, either on the live stream or face-to-face, is your word bringing people into the struggle or you're driving them away? Communication influences supporters. Communication attracts new participants. Communication determines credibility. For the world to see us as credible, it depends on what we say. A movement that values truth, accuracy, and responsible engagement often earn greater respect. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is respected across the whole world. That is why the case of Nnamdi Kanu is making wave in all the important places of the world. Likewise, the case of Samuel is making waves. A movement that allows misinformation to spread unchecked may face credibility challenges. You see why we must be very careful. Don't just say a thing because you want to say it. You want to score a point. You want to score a point against your brother, against your sister. Because of that, you are destroying what we are building. It's not going to help you. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Therefore, communication should always be treated as a serious responsibility. But unfortunately, those who are in communication today in the Biafran struggle, very unserious set of people. So many of them are very unserious. They open their mouth and they vomit anything, even when they know that the world is listening. Even when they know it is not only Biafran that are paying attention. As we continue this discussion, I encourage everyone listening to become ambassador of truth. Verify before you are sharing. Verify before you are sharing. Today, I see some people, they share a lot of things on my private platform. Once I see unverified information, I'm taking it out immediately. I don't wait for a second. Well, except I didn't see it. If I see any, more especially all these AI videos, unverified, once I see it from content creators, I delete it completely. There are some people, once I see their face on the video, I will delete it. I don't even need to listen to it. Verify before sharing. Don't just share anything in your group. Everything you see, you share in your group. Everything even something that will cause confusion. You don't even verify. Even some people don't even listen to the video. They just see a video they share. So many people, they don't even listen to the video. They just saw a video with the Biafra flag. They share it. They don't even know what it contains. Sometimes people even share DOS content into my platform, and I begin to wonder. Research before concluding. Listen before reacting. Think before posting. Think before posting anything you want to post. This simple habit can make a significant difference in what we are doing. This simple habit, verify before sharing, research before concluding, listen before reacting, think before posting. This simple habit can make a significant difference in all that we are doing online. It will make a significant difference. My brothers and sisters, history is watching all of us. So history is watching you and I. Future generation often evaluate movement not only by their goals, but also by how they conducted themselves. It's not only by what we achieve, how we conducted ourselves will also be judged in time to come. The generation unborn will check how we conducted ourselves. Did we remain committed to the truth? Did we promote peaceful dialogue? Did we encourage critical thinking? Did we respect human rights? Did we humble ourselves? Did we handle disagreements constructively? These are the questions that we ask in the future. These questions matters. They matter a lot. As we conclude today's broadcast, I want to leave everyone with a few final thoughts, wherever you're watching me from. If you have not shared the video, please kindly share, like. As we are rounding up, as we conclude today's message, today's broadcast, I want to leave everyone with a few final thoughts. Wherever you are, please stay informed, stay disciplined, stay respectful, stay engaged, support truth over rumor. Please, support truth over rumor. Support facts over speculation. Support constructive dialogue over personal attack. Support unity over unnecessary division. Remember that informed citizens are stronger than misinformed crowd. Did you hear that? You didn't hear me. Always remember that informed citizens are stronger than misinformed crowd. You might be happy that you have the crowd. You might be happy you have the followership. But when you have a bunch of misinformed people, you're as good as having nothing. You're as good as having nothing. When you have a group of misinformed youth, misinformed citizens, you're as good as having nothing. Remember that credibility is built through honesty. If you want people to see you as credible, you must be honest. Remember that responsible advocacy strengthens public trust. And remember that every movement benefits when supporters prioritize knowledge, integrity, and respect. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching from, I appreciate every one of you wherever you are watching from Africa, from Biafra land, from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. You're watching from Iran, from Ukraine, from China. Thank you for joining today's live stream. If you found value in this discussion, please, if you found value in this very message today, if the message resonates with you, please, I beg you in the name of Scripture, like the program, share the program, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't just be an observer. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. It is very important. I learn from the comment section too. If there is something I have said that you don't agree with, if there are corrections you need to make, go to the comment section and put your work there. I am going to read. I'm going to read. You can equally tell us where you're watching from. Let the world know that it is not only people gathering in one room and they're watching themselves. Tell us where you are watching from on the comment section. Tell us your perspectives on the importance of unity, factual information, and responsible advocacy. What do you think about this? This is what we discussed today. On your own terms, what do you think? Do you think that this discussion is important? What do you feel about? What do you feel about the importance of unity, factual information, responsible advocacy? In your own word. Because some people might understand your own word better than mine. Some people might understand your own explanation better than mine. So put it on the comment section. Let people watch and see. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and continue promoting truth, justice, and constructive dialogue. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of us that has been on this program today. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa'S. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you that have been part of this program. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will give us our heart desires and give it to us very, very soon. See you again next time. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Okike Abiama be with you all.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu Okike Abiama bụ ihe niile Chineke na-enye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na isi ala niile anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile ekere eke ma ọ bụ onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị ndị nsọ na-ekiri ha na isi ala mmiri ọbụladị ndị n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube gị ngozi ndị tinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu ọbụ ka ndị obodo kwesịrị isi uwe laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịte ma wete ebili biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ n'ebe na ụmụ ga daba na anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na-adịte ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche iwe tinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ weziga anyị aka ajọ ihe na ndụ anyị bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise ise ise.
But you know what? They will like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution And the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Any